Welcome back to the show. We got Matt Hogan from Bitwise talking about the XRP ETFs. You won't believe it. Matt Rosenden is going to be talking too about Ripple going public, maybe on the XRP ledger, is it? And we got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.83 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's up 2%. Bitcoin right now, 101,300 plus. Write that down. 3,900 plus for Ethereum. It wants to be $4,000. 140 billion plus market cap for USD Tether. They just printed $1 billion more not long ago in the last 24 hours. XRP number 4 spot, $2.42. We're up 0.4 on the 24, up 2.1 on the 7-day. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Ranging between 235 and 247. We're sitting at 242 right now. And boy, we got something fun for you to look at. Start with this. I Trust Capital, the best home for gold, silver, and crypto IRAs. You can roll over your 401k, your TSP, your 403b, 457, and more. I don't mind telling you, if you get a Roth IRA, it's tax-free, baby. Yeah, not like your 401k, you know, where they don't let you choose what you can invest in. You can do that on iTrust. 401k penalizes you if you ever need to take anything out. And at the end of your when you're 65, 70, whenever you plan on retiring, every time you need a draw, they're going to tax you. But not in a Roth IRA, not in I Trust Capital, and you get your own back office where you decide where your money's invested. How about that one? Click the link below to get started. Bitcoin says here, is Bitcoin motion in Vancouver City will be considered today, and it was passed. Vancouver City passes a motion to explore integrating Bitcoin into the city. Oh, things are changing rapidly. And this here from Paul Barron, shout out to Paul Barron, celebrating Axelar Network and Microsoft blockchain. Take a listen.
All right, so some other things you have to look at is the Microsoft marketplace. And of course, Axelar also is residing in there as well. And the reason is because of the interoperability. Axelar, of course, connected to a lot of chains out there, including Solana, Sui, Ripple, Stellar, etc.
And there you have it. They're all connected right there. So this is getting interesting because Microsoft is legacy company, right? Now, there is a connection for Ethereum as well that he goes on to talk about. Shout out to Paul Barron. We got to keep moving. We got a lot to go over. I'm going to show you this today before it posts. This is me sitting down with Matt Hogan, Bitwise CIO, talking about ETFs. This whole thing is fire. But I'm going to bring us in because I know you're going to want to know about the XRP ETFs. Let me get that going here. Take a listen. Shout out to you, Matt.
In 27.
I think that's such a remarkable point. Now, I know everybody's like, can you ask him about the XRP ETF filing already? So, Matt, tell us what's going on with that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have restrictions around what we can say. So I can confirm that we have an XRP filing. I can confirm that Bitwise doesn't file products for fun. Right. We only file products when we think there's a reasonable chance of them launching because it's expensive to do. And so we're optimistic on this space. If you step back and look at this at 30,000 feet, I think you'll see the big picture. A lot of people get lost in the weeds of this, but here's the big picture. We've gone from no ETFs to ETFs on Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP is obviously the third largest crypto asset, so it's the obvious next one to focus on. We're moving from an SEC that is hostile to crypto to one that understands what crypto is about and is pro-innovation. When you put those two things together, obviously can't guarantee anything about our application or anyone's application, but I can say that the trends point towards more ETFs in the future. And I will note, we already have XRP ETFs in Europe, and they're very successful, right? And there is significant demand. So I'm confident long-term, without speaking to our application, that we will get XRP ETFs here in the US. And I'm also confident that there'll be a big market for them.
And I think so too. And let's talk about this, because I think there's a special I think there's a special set of facts that go along with something like an XRP ETF, because there's other assets out here that have utility broadly, right? And there legislative clarity to complement the financial system and to work within the financial system, and in large cases be held and used every day by the financial system. Now, I have a significant position in Bitcoin, so just for the people in the audience so they know this is not maxi talk. But what I want to focus on here is that with XRP, what I see is a special moment coming for it, because as the ETFs become approved here in the States, obviously you'll be holding it at a qualified custodian, 1-to-1 or a surplus. We all know how that works. But at the same time that we get legislative clarity, we're going to have a demand for actual utility of this asset inside the financial system. And just jumping ahead to having that, right, in our minds and knowing that, okay, that's there, let's say the middle of next year, 25, let's say, and all great things are going our way. We got legislation, banks, everybody can use it. So now we have market makers, market participants, speculators, right? And then these paper products like ETFs being traded on top of it. Now I see a potential for upward pressure on the asset and the demand to be in these ETFs, because the ETFs have to qualify custodian whatever they're holding, and then you have the demand for the market makers that are making markets for market participants every day, and then the speculators buying and selling it. Again, going back to the opening of our conversation here, it's the birth of a new asset class, and I'm like super geeked out over it, man. It's amazing. Yeah.
No, I think that's right. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, right? You can think of ETFs as opening up to the market to people who will consider XRP by a factor of like 10 or 20. And just like not every crypto investor ends up investing in XRP, many do, but not everyone. Not all of these investors will end up focusing on it either. But when you widen the aperture and when you start telling the story of what's going on in a blockchain like XRP and the related ecosystem, you will find people who want to gain exposure to it, who are excited about the idea of what could happen when the regulatory pressure is off of this public blockchain and we get to see what it does in the wild and see what that business demand is. So that's what's going to happen if we do get successfully to be able to launch these ETFs.
Okay, so one more thing before we leave, Matt. And, I happen to be the founder, along with my wife, of XRP Las Vegas, and we'd love to have you there. I don't know if you're free, but and I don't mean to put you on spot on camera here, but if you could just tell us if you're able to come or not, or if you'd like to, we'd love to have you.
I love it. Thank you so much for the invitation. I've heard wonderful things about the event. This is an important community to us, so I'm going to be working on my calendar behind the scenes. I think there's a good chance that I'll see you out in Las Vegas.
Oh, that would be so amazing. And I know that my audience is absolutely losing their mind right now, Matt. They would love to hear you speak directly on stage and to get a chance to meet you personally. So, and I'd love that for myself too, selfishly. So, Matt from Bitwise, thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait to have you back again. No doubt. Shout out to Matt. I mean, what an incredible guy and conversation that is. I'll be posting that full video soon, so keep a lookout for it. Let's keep going. Fun Fact Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. XRP's largest percentage growth was 72,000% in 2017. The same 72,000% today at $2.42 current price would give us a $1,742.40 XRP price. Scaling down, just to get your mind around it, a 1,500% jump at current price would give us a $36.30 XRP price. And a 443% jump, just like we had in November, would give us a $10.72 XRP price. Just give you some ideas of what we're looking at, what history is spoken to, and what we could potentially see again. And here we see Justin Sun jumping in on the real USD. He's tagging David Schwartz here. I mixed the names up. He's tagging David Schwartz here. Real USD on Tron, and we just heard Charles Hoskinson from Cardano talk about the same possibility. Things are taking off very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's go here. Monica Long talking very quickly about stablecoin and their thesis at Ripple. Take a listen to this. Shout out to Monica.
Our thesis of where we see a lot of utility for XRP Ledger is financial use cases. One of the original use cases it was really, it has been best in class at since the beginning, is payments. And, having different currencies represented on Ledger means just more possibilities for not just payments, but other types of financial use cases. And we also, especially US dollar stablecoins right now, it's clear if you look at DeFi as a whole category, a lot of the total value locked is in USD stables. So it's a really critical piece of infrastructure is actually a way to look at it for on and off ramps to make any ledger more useful. In the case of XRP Ledger and XRP, we really think that it will facilitate only, more usage and more liquidity.
I think that's so spot on, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Shout out to Monica. And I say this right here. Remember, stable coins right now, largely and broadly, are pegged to dollars, right? That's what we know. But remember, stable coins aren't just pegged to dollars. Stable coin could also represent a stock or bond. A stable coin could be 1-to-1 to a barrel of oil, right? This is where we get super excited because this means we're opening up. And what are stable coins? Think of XRP Ledger is a simple way in my mind, and I think of it, and it works for me, and I hope it does for you. XRP Ledger is a highway. We need lots of cars on the highway to have the value of XRP go up. Because why? Because stable coins and central bank digital currencies represent the value from the traditional world, whether it be dollars or some other derivative that's turned into a stable coin and then represented in the digital world on the XRP Ledger. So the XRP Ledger, like a highway. Stable coins are like cars, right? And you have different kinds of stable coins, right? So some of these cars are dollar stable coins. Some of these are stocks. Some of these are bonds. Some of these are something else, derivatives. So this gets super exciting to me because the more stable coins that are issued, the more cars that are on the highway. And what do we have in the car? Gas. What is the gas? The gas is XRP, right? And it helps every single asset on the ledger move around, whether it's used in the pairing or not. It still needs that gas at the very least. So that's where this gets actually very, very exciting for me because we are headed to a new financial order where you can integrate the order books with the synthetic order books, which is introducing digital assets like XRP into the pairings of the FX market. And I do believe we're going to see not only the real USD and the Euro USD, which we covered heavily in the first video, we're going to see all the different tokens from around the world because you don't have the highway fully populated unless you have all the tokens and cars, stable coins, CBDCs, on that highway so they can hit the on and off ramps doing what they need to do every single day, whether they're driving a little Honda, a moped, or a big tractor trailer, right? That's what we're talking about. And this is Matthew Rosenden right here. Used to work at Ripple, used to work at Link2, smart developer and super sharp guy. I'm going to bring you in. This whole thing is fantastic, Matt, and I hope you do a lot more of them. And I want to actually give you an open invitation to come onto the show, help build your following and audience, and share some of your great ideas and insights. Now, I want to show this, and I know we're getting long on time, but I need to give you the first minute here, and then we're going to another place that you need to be into.
Hey guys, Matt Rosenden here. I just wanted to post a video. I want to start doing more videos to kind of share insider knowledge and just kind of engage more with people online. So this video is going to be about Ripple, XRP, and the securities industry. So my thesis that I'm going to try and convince you of today is that Ripple is actually targeting the multi-trillion-dollar securities tokenization use case for the XRP Ledger.
And that's incredible. And I got to stop it right there. The whole thing's amazing. But I want to get to a place here where he really talks about it is, yes, right here. And I'm going to let this go. And now through this video, he talks about Ripple targeting derivatives and securities to settle on the ledger. And then he goes into this idea about Ripple even entertaining the notion about going public with Ripple on the XRP ledger as well. Take a listen.
But anyway, going back to like kind of the thesis and everything, Ripple has the Ripple stablecoin that they just got approval from the NYDFS. That's kind of like being headed by Jack McDonald, who you guys know from PolySign, and I kind of like got to meet Jack and meet his team at Link2 when I was working there, and that's kind of where I got my start in securities tokenization and like, you know, how that this is all going to work. Because no one's really cracked that puzzle yet, but there's a couple players that I'm kind of watching, and Ripple is definitely going to be one of them in the next couple of years. I've like personally reached out to Brad in an email. He didn't specifically like write back to me or anything, but I can tell this is because I worked at Ripple, and they're doing a cadence of tender offers, which if you don't know what a tender offer is, it's basically like a stock buyback, and it's for private companies. So
Really quickly, I can confirm that something's going on because Ripple on Link2 has more than doubled in price. Keep listening. And you should go to Link2 and get all the Ripple you can, because I don't know how much longer you'll be able to.
if you hold stock in the private company, they'll buy it back from you. You get money in your pocket, and that's like shareholder liquidity, right? So it's kind of like a benefit to shareholders. It's also a benefit to Ripple because they get to buy back stock. They get to like set the valuation for that, and that creates a new benchmark for how to value the company. So if Ripple's going to buy back stock at like $100 or whatever it might be, and there's 60 million outstanding shares, and it's at $100 per share, then that's going to give it a market cap of $6 billion. And that's just because they're setting the price of the buyback at $100. That creates a valuation for the marketplace. But interesting thing is that the Ripple shares don't trade at that value historically. They trade at kind of like a discount. So it's really interesting to see the dynamic of how these buybacks change the price of Ripple stock on the market. I'm sure they do have an upward increase effect on the actual price. But anyway, going back to what I was mentioning about Brad is that it's very clear with their strategy that they are doing these tender offers and doing these buybacks because they want to make Ripple Labs stock a useful asset that's providing value to its shareholders. And so the next step is actually not running these buybacks on Web 2 platforms like NASDAQ Private Markets, which is where they run these buybacks. The next step is to move these markets, these tender offers, and all this shareholder liquidity on chain, and they want to do it on the XRP ledger. And I like reached out to Brad, and I'm like, you know, hey, like I can build this for you on the XRP ledger. If you guys are interested in that, then we should chat. And so like the offer is still kind of on the table, but it's something that I'm looking at for, you know, down the line, because right now I'm just focused on getting it out on base, but there's huge potential for the XRP ledger, and you know, someone's gonna do it. So I don't know, it could be Ripple, it could be some other third party.
Think of this for a moment. Think of Ripple getting the case ended with the new appointment of Paul Atkins, drops the appeal. Then Ripple should drop their cross appeal. And then imagine Ripple moving very quickly to go public. And what if they're able to announce that they're able to do it using the XRP ledger at the same time? What? This is the kind of market we're after here. 300 trillion in cross-border payments is solved by XRP, the bridge token that could settle in any financial jurisdiction, any financial institution in seconds for less than a penny. Yeah. This is what you're looking at here. That's the goal, right? And maybe Ripple ends up being the one that says, hey, we know it's possible because we're going to show you it's possible by doing it. How incredible would that be? How about that tender offer? You better go link 2 and get you some Ripple. I'll tell you that. Ali says right here, XRP appears to be forming a bull flag. Still, the TD sequential recently presented in sell signal in the 4-hour chart, which leads me to believe XRP may see a brief correction, which we've watched, before a breakout above 246. You guys know where we are right now at 241. So we're close. We need to be above that. And we've been as high as 247. So apparently we need to close above that, and it could send us to the $4 for our next price target. And we know we're all watching double digits. We want to see double digits, 10, 20 plus. They say it's right on the works here. And what we're seeing is we're seeing this 2017 style movement here being recreated in present day. We have to watch it to see if it plays out the same. We don't know yet what will happen. But I'll tell you this, Xena XRP says, Arthur Brito once said XRP was designed for $10,000. Later, Bob Way made quick math and was very excited by the possible price of XRP could reach. Going into all of this, she says, people out here dreaming about $10, $20 max, but is it really? Is Arthur completely ignorant? Was he drunk or high? Same for Bob. Or do they know something you have no idea of? Not to mention David, who explained multiple times how XRP could possibly reach 3 digits or more. You know, he goes on here to point out others in the space. You know, but listen, I just know this for myself. I'm here for the big goal. Any success I've ever had in my life, and I've had plenty, and I've had plenty of failures along the way to that success. And I've turned those lessons turn those failures into lessons. But I know this, you can't get anywhere in life unless you dream big, and I mean very big. Because then it gives you permission to get up every day and to keep jumping and reaching for that goal no matter what. Because when a goal is big enough and beautiful enough, you'll never give up on it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.